What's up, foodie gang? So this salsa we're making today, I was inspired by a place in Mexico City. It was a tacos de guisado taco stand. And they had this huge olla de barro like this, full of this avocado salsa verde. What was really cool about this salsa was that it wasn't completely raw. The whole thing was uncooked. Even the tomatillos were completely raw and uncooked. So what I think they used was a giant molcajete to make it. We don't have a molcajete that big. We only have this little small one. But here's my version with a blender, and it came out really good. Anyways, quick disclaimer. This video, I wasn't gonna upload. It was never gonna see the light of day because I forgot to wear an apron and my shirt got wet. And I was like, guys, who cares? This is a great video. This is a great recipe. You guys are my friends. You're not gonna care if my shirt's wet. So anyways, check it. All right, so this is the easiest salsa verde recipe. You don't even have to cook it. But if you want a little smokiness, I'm gonna show you a quick little trick. So first, let's get the basics, right? We got peppers, cilantro, a bunch of avocados. All right, I'm gonna show you what I mean about elevating this. So first off, let's grab a blender. All right, look, this is how simple this is, right? We got our blender. We got the tomatillos. And they're the ones that come with that little husk. So you just peel that off. And sometimes they get stuck in the blender, so I like to give them a little chop in half, right? Throw them in there. Also, sometimes you get these where they have a little rotten spot on them. Just cut it off, it's fine. Once again, just peel that off. Cut it. See, I cut off the little rotten part on that one. All right, that should be enough. Then we have our onion, the little pieces of onion. I'm gonna throw that in there. And now I have these peppers, right? Now, when I was talking about elevating this, let's give it a smoky, charred flavor for our salsa. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab my molcajete, because it's fireproof. I mean, it comes from, it is volcanic, so I'm hoping it's fireproof, right? I'm gonna throw our peppers in there. No, we're not gonna mash it up. And now we're gonna take our blowtorch. That's right. We're gonna take our blowtorch. And let's just give this a nice little char. You know, maybe I shouldn't have put it in the fridge, but ooh, and you can smell it too. That smoky flavor is awesome. Look at it blister. You can hear it blistering. It's really cool. I mean, if you don't have a torch, you can do it on the grill, or you can do it over the stove. I mean, look how much fun this is. Can you blame me? All right, that's what that's looking like. That should be good enough. Actually, I'm not gonna put that by the stove. All right, yeah, one thing I should have mentioned, you know, just give the little stems a little cut. I mean, it's gonna get blended. You're not really gonna taste it, but I like to give it a little chop. All righty, let's throw those in there. You know, if it all doesn't fit at once, blend once, put it in, blend it again. All right, so I'm gonna put a little bit of water. And we have good tap water here, so it's okay. That'll help it blend. And then, always, my little blend, salt, pepper, cumin. Let's hit it with that. And some just, you know, Walmart oregano. Just give it a little couple of little dashes. Alrighty, so We're gonna do this first and then we're gonna do the avocados after. Let's set up our blender. Always start slow, slow, and then work your way up. All right, there's that. So now we have like a runny salsa. So we're gonna throw that other. Actually, before you do that, we'll test to see how spicy it is. Now we're gonna add our avocados. Let's move this out of the way for right now. Oops, plug it. Yeah, do you guys know how to cut avocados? You know, just run the knife around the pit, twist off. I don't know, I've seen videos where people cut all the way through and I'm just like, what? Who cuts avocados like that? I mean, yeah, I don't think I've ever done that. Is that possible to make it? And clean cuts too. But it's okay. All right, just like that, just be careful. Grab our spoon. And we're gonna start dumping these in. Make sure it doesn't splash. It's one. That one didn't make it. Guys, I hope you're enjoying this. Like, this is just how I cook. You know, I'm just trying to keep it simple. I'm just trying to show you guys how it's done. You know, nothing complicated, no crazy edits. We're just gonna wing it because, you know, what is it? That's what most people do, right? When you make dinner at home, like, you get some ideas from recipes, but how many people actually follow like true recipes? Unless it's baking, because that's difficult. That's why I don't like baking. It's too hard. Because if you're like off by like one percent on like the flour or the baking soda or the baking powder, like the whole recipe's done. All right, oh, and we're gonna add some cilantro. Just, you know, chop off some tops, throw that in there. All right, let's blend it again. Blend it. Man, spring is hot. All right, start slow. We're gonna give it a little stir and taste it. Let's see. Oof. Maybe a little more salt and pepper and cumin. Actually, it's got a little spice to it. The avocados are really ripe. And I'm gonna throw a little cilantro with the stem. You guys don't realize how much flavor is in the stems. There's a lot of flavor in the stems. So in this little part, we're just gonna pulse it because I don't want to blend the cilantro too much. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna give it a little acidity. And this also keeps it from turning brown. So if you make guac or anything like that, lots of lime juice. Just put a lot of lime juice. There's nothing wrong with a lot of lime juice, but it'll keep it. Maybe I should have used the. Guys, I'm just, you know, when you try to cut corners, it just complicates your life even more. It doesn't pay to be lazy. It doesn't. All right, there's that. There's that. You know what? To balance out that acidity, we're gonna add a little sweetener. I got a little agave. So let's start low. Pulse it. And then, real quick, just maybe like a tablespoon. And I got it on my hand. Once again, you know, learn from my mistakes. That's that. Our salsa's done. And, you know, you could serve it in a bowl. You know, you could do or you want to do like a cool presentation. What you can do is you can get an avocado, right? Scoop this one out. Clean spoon, because I ate out of the other one. We don't want to cross-contaminate. Throw that in there. Just give it a little mash with a fork. Let's clean this up. Look how easy. We're just going to mash it up a little, right? And then we're going to take our salsa. And now you have a chunky guac in a molcajete. And guess what? We didn't make it in a molcajete. Nobody has to know. Nobody has to know. They're going to think you made it in a molcajete. And they're going to be like, oh my God, this is amazing. And there we have it. Our salsa in a molcajete.